Mac, we've got meteorologist Adrian Kempa here tracking Hurricane Melissa, Category 5. This thing's really strengthened up. All the morning, all of our meteorologists have said this is like perfect Category 5 hurricane.
Yeah, like the eye wall, you can see it here. It's not a lopsided system by any means. It has the perfect circular eye. This is just a classic representation of a monster hurricane. We call this feature a buzzsaw, which you have right here, just spinning. It's over temperatures in the Caribbean that are over 90 degrees, so it's in a perfect environment to continue strengthening. And honestly, Keith, we're pushing what the Earth can even handle. It's got winds of 175 miles an hour. That is just unimaginable. Unfortunately, this is going to bring such devastation to the island of Jamaica. This will be the strongest storm to ever impact the island. So bad news there that we continue to see Melissa strengthen. But again, winds now up to 175 miles an hour. And there's a lot of lightning in the eye wall, which is signs that it's still strengthening. So really hard to even talk about as a meteorologist because we know the damage that's likely to come from this over the next 24 to 48 hours, but still inching to the west-northwest, starting to take more of that northerly track now, which you can kind of see. And we have a system from the United States, a cold front that's going to start picking up Melissa, and eventually it's going to pick up speed. So here's a look, making landfall early Tuesday in Jamaica, likely before daybreak here in Kansas as a Cat 5 with winds of 165 miles an hour, and then it'll weaken some after traveling over land as hurricanes do, but then reaching Cuba tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. as a Category 3 hurricane. So still a major storm, not Cat 5, but still going to bring devastation to the southeastern part of Cuba. And then look how quick Melissa will finally start as it tracks off to the northeast thanks to that cold front. But want to pinpoint, we did a little bit of research, and here's a look at the major hurricanes that have hit Jamaica. So Jamaica's landfall is here. The last most intense hurricane the Jamaica's seen was Hurricane Gilbert back in 1988 that had winds of only 130. I say only, still powerful and quite damaging, but Melissa's going to beat that by miles. I mean, Cat 5 with winds at 160, and that's the projected path of Melissa as she makes landfall early Tuesday. You can see here, this is going to be easily the strongest hurricane to ever hit Jamaica, so some bad news there. We'll continue following that and have more updates, of course, here. And at 5:30 p.m. on the KSCW, Storm Team 12 Weather Focus, we have some more stats about Melissa. You'll want to tune in to find out more information on that. But what's next for Kansas? We have gloomy skies, patchy drizzle, staying cool. Another system headed our way, bringing more rainfall, believe it or not. It's been quite the soggy last couple of days. Overnight tonight, we'll see those showers developing with that cold front for far western Kansas, becoming fairly widespread. By 3 a.m., Dodge all the way up towards Hayes, Norton will have some rain, and then the morning commute here in Wichita, going to be another rainy one as we have the yellows and oranges showing up from Salina to Hutch here in Wichita. That's some steadier to moderate rainfall coming down. No real threat of any thunder or lightning, so good news there. By 10 a.m., most of it will be southeast of the turnpike, the more moderate rainfall, and then we'll dry out into the afternoon. Still cloudy and chilly across Kansas with some gusty northwesterly winds. Rain amounts not going to be as heavy as what we saw a couple days ago, but generally a ½ inch to an inch will be possible for central and eastern Kansas. I think most of us will be more in that ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch. I don't think we'll see close to an inch here in Wichita. I think it'll be a little bit less than that. But generally, most of us seeing a little bit of something. But here's the issue, Keith. Wednesday, gusty winds, widespread 35 to 45. And that'll allow for a hard freeze for parts of Kansas and even frost for most of us. So it's still looking pretty busy.
Oh, wow.
Towards the end of the week.
I know, but we were what? It's hard to believe that earlier this month we were hitting like
80s every single day.
I know. It's hard to believe. All right,
and now we're talking frost, but it's that time of year.
It is. All right, perfect. Thank you, Adrian. We're going to head back onto that breaking news. We have confirmed that a special session to redraw congressional maps is still in motion. Senate President Ty Masterson saying within the past half hour with us sharing this, he has secured the necessary votes for that special session in the Senate. Not the House quite yet. They need 80 votes. It needs a supermajority. Since Governor Laura Kelly will not call the special session forward. We're also we're going to stick with redistricting here once again. Representative Mark Schreiber out of Emporia says this push to redraw congressional maps mid-decade should not happen. he did not sign the petition within the House to hold the special session. The Emporia Republican says redistricting should only follow the once-a-decade census. Here's why he's standing apart from his colleagues, and with it, what it could mean for the state's political landscape. I talked with him earlier today. Here's a little 2-minute conversation I had with him.
Said that this mid-decade redistricting shouldn't happen. Why not?
Well, I think the purpose of redistricting has always been to accommodate population changes that show up from the decennial census, in this case, the 2020 census. And to do it mid-cycle, to me, is not an appropriate use for redistricting, just to assure a majority of either party in the U.S. House. I think it's just used to accommodate those changes that are identified in the census, and we redistrict, the state districts as well as the congressional districts at that point, and they should stay consistent through the next census.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Would you like to see Kansas become a full 4 Republican state in the House?
It really doesn't make much difference to me. I think what has to be done is, we have fair elections and we redistrict just based off the census.
Yeah, and from what I can tell from conversations I've had with Masterson is this is definitely an eye from President Trump to continue, his motives. Is that something, I guess, that you agree with, that we should make these changes to make sure that President Trump, gets what he would like?
Well, again, I hate to repeat myself, but we only redistrict to accommodate the changes from the census. It's not a, or in my opinion, it shouldn't be a political tool to advantage one party over another. And it doesn't matter whether it's Republican or Democrat. I don't support mid-cycle redistricting.
All right, once again, that was Representative Mark Schreiber out of Emporia, Republican, not willing to sign that petition to have a special session to redraw the congressional maps here in Kansas. I'm going to read off of my phone here, since we just received this, the message from Ty Masterson announcing that he secured the signatures for a special session in the Senate. He is Senate President. He says the Kansas Senate Republican Caucus has secured the signatures needed to exceed the constitutional threshold, demonstrating strong support for this call for a special session. We're sending a clear message. We're ready to get it done. We look forward to making our agenda to make Kansas and America great again. Once again, that we just received this from Kansas, the Senate President Ty Masterson. We're going to continue following this throughout the day. And of course, if we hear any news on the House side, if they secure that 2/3 supermajority signature for the petition. That's what we've got right now from the 12 News Connected Desk. Be sure to join us for 12 News starting at 4.